Hey everybody, Brett Eikenbary Landscape Company. Behind me is a big grass. We're going to talk a little bit about what to do going into the winter with these grasses, maybe some pros and cons of leaving them up versus cutting them back. And then we're going to show you what we like to do if there is a certain grass that does need to be cut back. First and foremost, we really like to leave our grasses up in the winter if we can. It adds some winter interest. I think it looks really cool if you're in an area that gets snow. Up against the snow, it looks really nice. And then you can come back in March before the plant pushes new growth and get that cut back, and everything's good. We've done it that way. And then we also have done it the way that we're going to show you right now. Pros of leaving it up are obviously the winter interest. The cons are, as you can see right here, these things die, they shed, they break. We're out at our house today. It is a pretty calm day, but there is some wind that comes through here. So as these things break off, they go into the yard, they blow all over the place, they kind of make a mess. So if this grass that you have is in an area that you'd like to cut back, this is what we've found works best for us. This is a great, easy way to cut it back and really save time on cleanup. So you can tell I'm roughly 5'10", and a half. I probably shrunk a little bit, but you can see how tall this grass is and how big around it is. This is actually 2 clumps of grass here, and it's kind of become a monster and not that big of an area. So what we like to do is first tie the grass back, because if you come in and start shearing this off, you're going to have a huge mess. You have to rake. Is it doable to clean up? Absolutely. Does it take a little bit of time? It does. So what we found works best is to take some type of twine. I've heard other landscapers use bungee straps and use that. We always have nursery twine. It's sisal twine. It's biodegradable, so you can actually just leave it on the plant itself or on the grass in this case. Take it to the dump. You don't have to untie anything or mess with anything because it is 100% biodegradable. So whatever you'd like to use, this is what works good for us. Like I said, we try to keep a box in the trucks just for some different cases like this. We use it a lot for different applications. Pocket knife or hand pruner is all you need. Make a quick cut, and then you can go to tying it. Like I said earlier, there are a couple clumps of grasses here. So if you have a situation like that where there was 2 grasses planted close together, it's easier to do one clump at a time. If you try to pull them both together, it's just not going to work quite as good. So pick the grass that you want to start with. In this case, we'll do this one here. I like to start maybe a foot or so off the ground. And as you can see, we have a pretty long piece here of twine. And just start wrapping. And as you go, push everything into the middle. And if you work your way up, you can actually come up the grass and get more of the, as it goes to the top, get more of the stalk in there. And that is one clump tied up. And again, this isn't a perfect system. You're still going to have a little bit of cleanup, but it drastically reduces the cleanup at the end of it. Next step is grab a set of hedge trimmers and come in your desired height. Like I said, I like to go, in a case like this, when we're tying them back, you want to go below your string. If you cut right in the middle here, it's going to defeat the whole purpose. So if I've got the string at roughly a foot or a foot and a half, I'm gonna go a little bit under it and just slowly come in from the side and cut my grass. And there you have it. One nicely secured clump of grass you can throw in the back of your truck, or if you're going back to your woods, or if you have a dump or anything like that close, keeps everything contained. And again, you can leave this on here and it will be biodegradable along with the rest of the stuff. All right, now you can see we've got our grass cut back. And like I said earlier, there is still a little bit of cleanup, not a big deal. A couple things to kind of note. If you're doing it for somebody and you're not familiar with the property, a couple things to look for. Sometimes there's big rocks in between grasses that have been placed there when the plant was much smaller. Sometimes maybe there will be an old metal rod from a satellite dish or something along those lines. So always check as these grasses get bigger and bigger, they cover some of that stuff up. So you don't want to go in there with your hedge trimmers, and start cutting and not be able to see exactly what's inside of it. So just always keep in mind to check the area that you're going to be cutting, make sure there's no rocks, make sure there's nothing in the way that you're going to hit. Go to town and you have a nice cut back grass with very little to clean up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.